Hey guys and gals, can't forget about you. Welcome back to the channel, to another episode, to another day, another week of Joe's Bits and Bobs. Today's video gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna actually add something in that's I found interesting going through the news this week. And without further ado, let's just get right into it and let's roll that intro. All right, before we get into the news and first articles and stuff like that, I want to remind everybody that if you want to be featured in a comment of the week, all you got to do is comment below, and I'll pick one person or multiple to be featured in the next week's episode. I didn't really go through the comments this week, but if there is a comment, I'll post it right now in the video editing. So, without further ado, though, let's just get right into the episode. And also, I want to give you a little sneak peek. All right, first things first. I created an overlay for news segments. I like the idea that, overlays. I love it with video games and stuff like that. In fact, I don't even need my headphones on. Why do I have my headphones on, Joe? Well, that's because I actually got done recording an episode for my game channel for Saturday. But, like I said, this is going to be something new. I want to fill it up. I mean, this is just a sneak peek, and we're going to go with it for right now. So let's see what's going on with this Tom's Hardware with the $30,000 an engineer has received for exposing a vulnerability for affecting 7,000 robot vacuum cleaners. Apparently, this tinker just wanted to drive his robot vacuum with his PlayStation 5 controller rather than the app that's on his phone. So it goes on and says TGI will pay $30,000 to a man who discovered a critical vulnerability in the company's cloud backend that, among other things, granted him access to a fleet of 7,000 robot vacuum cleaners. And this is also from Tom's Hardware, link down below. I should have said that in the beginning. But apparently this is also from The Verge. So the company reportedly sent Sammy Asdrufal, a software engineer who wanted to drive his DJI Romo vacuum cleaner with a PS5 controller, an email notifying him of the reward, but did not elaborate on the reason behind it. Well, I can see why. I mean, hey, $30,000 to expose vulnerabilities, getting paid by companies. Well done. I mean, that's amazing. So, apparently, DJI insists that it had already started fixing several weaknesses in its back-end system before, as Dufal demonstrated the scale of access he had uncovered. Yet, apparently, questions remain about the reward and patching, and apparently this vulnerability gave him access to being able to look at the robot's cameras and be able to see what of the layout of other people's houses. I think that's kind of scary, given the fact that a lot of people, including myself, I love the robot vacuum. I love my robot vacuum. I got one of those iLife robots that is working every day to help help us out with vacuuming, and I love it. But I'm like looking at this and I'm like seeing that if it's on the cloud, I'm like thinking, oh, maybe it wasn't a good idea. I don't know. I love the idea of the robot, but there should be a local only mode for these robots. I mean, at the end of the day, you purchase technology and you expect that, it stays local. And, well, stuff like this happens. I mean, also, I would fault DJI on this. I mean, yeah, allow him to control his vacuum cleaner with a remote or something. I mean, DJI, they make drones, cameras, and everything else. I mean, yeah. Just gonna quickly scroll down here. I mean, if you want to read it, go right ahead, but that's my opinion. Got a robot cleaner, especially DJI. I would be a little worried. However, DJI is not the robots are not available in the United States as of right now. So, going off of last week's topic about Sony and their purging of the PlayStation or the PC ports from their games. I know a lot of people are upset about this, but if you're not making money, in the next and also the next article, I will go over the reason why I think Sony's doing this, and apparently Xbox may be changing as well. But let's just go ahead and read this article. WCCF Tech reports. So apparently it says headline, a new report suggests Sony was losing out on PC sales of SP games due to its reluctance towards same-day PC PS5 launches. So that's SP, it means like the first priority, Sony's exclusives. So PC players are still reeling from Bloomberg's report earlier this week that Sony will be pulling back on its strategy of putting its first-party PlayStation titles on PC. Ghosts of Yotei and Staros are the first two that seemingly won't make the jump, and it doesn't seem like any PlayStation Studio titles, at least the single-player ones, will get PC ports in the future. The key element as to why Sony is backing off from putting its single-player games on PC fell on claims that it simply wasn't worth it. Despite the first batch of PlayStation titles selling when Sony started putting its single-player exclusives on PC, that didn't stay consistent with more recent releases like Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and The Last of Us Part 2. So, yeah. I mean, there you go. I mean, Spider-Man 2 and, Last of Us Part 2. Like I said last week, I think a reasonable middle ground would be release it on the PlayStation first. I agree. And then, wait a year or so before you release it fully on PC. I mean, you can release the multiplayer right away on PC, but if you really want to sell it on the PlayStation, release it on PlayStation first, and then release it on the PC. That would be my opinion. That's my opinion, and I think that way everyone should be happy, in my opinion. Just as long as if it's not cheaper on the PlayStation in a year than it would be on the PC. So I'm just going to go ahead and scroll down. If you want to read the rest of this article, go right ahead. So, and yeah, down here at the bottom, I just was reading too. Unlike the path Xbox has clearly chosen, especially now that we have confirmation its next console will be a hybrid that plays both PC and console games. Xbox is going PC. Yep. And that's going to go on our next article. That's again from WCCF Tech. It's a post from Facebook. Apparently, it's saying the console wars are over as Xbox aligns its future with PC instead of competing directly with PlayStation. The outlet argues that comparing Microsoft's rumored Project Helix hardware directly with Sony's next console misses the bigger picture of where the industry is heading. While PlayStation and the upcoming PlayStation 6 are expected to continue the traditional console model, focus on fixed hardware, tight optimization, and a closed ecosystem, Microsoft appears to be exploring a different direction. Project Helix is described as potentially resembling a living room gaming PC running a console-style interface, blurring the line between console and PC gaming. If that vision materializes, Xbox's next hardware may be less about directly battling PlayStation and more about integrating console gaming with the broader PC ecosystem. Microsoft could do this. They probably should have done this in the beginning, but I understand why they wanted to stay in the console wars for a while, and I think it speaks for itself, and it tells you what Sony has in plan. And maybe that's another thing is these Xbox games that are on PC, maybe they have the same issue. More people are more reluctant to buy games for Xbox than the PC, because even though graphics cards are insanely expensive right now, and a lot of people have been building like small form factor PCs. I have a small form factor PC just sitting next to me, and I love it. I don't have it in my living room though, because it's still a little too big to fit in my living room, but it's there. And I don't know. What do you think? You think this is a good move or not? I'll leave the link to this Facebook post as well. I wasn't able to find a link directly to an article on WCCF Tech's website, but I think this might be a signal that, more of these gaming consoles are going to head either towards the PC or they're going to just split off from PC altogether. I think the way things are going now that I read this article, now that I'm actually really thinking, I think in the future PlayStation may just pull out of the PC market altogether and just have all of it on their console. The next one's not really a technology related thing, but I found it very interesting, and it has to deal with growing plants on the moon. And this is from ABC News, and the link will be down in the description below. Apparently it says they say that chickpeas have successfully grown and been harvested in simulated moon dirt, a new study says. Yeah, if we're going to have a base on the moon, we might as well be able to grow crops on it, and that way there people or scientists that are on the moon can actually stay there for a prolonged period of time while we figure out how we go from the moon to, say, Mars. But apparently it says scientists are closer to being able to grow crops on the moon after successfully cultivating chickpeas in simulated lunar soil, according to a new study. Researchers were able to accomplish the feat by treating the simulated I can't pronounce that word, as lunar soil is known, with both a symbolic fungi and worm-produced compost, according to a paper published Thursday in Scientific Reports. The fungi and compost significantly improve the likelihood of reproduction of the chickpea plants, the study found. So, I think this is also another step towards going to Mars, because if you can get it to grow in lunar soil. The next step is, can we get stuff to grow in the Martian soil or the Martian, dirt or whatever is on the planet? I think this is a positive step towards, basically becoming a multi-planetary species, is what I'm trying to say. But, I mean, how will these plants react to the moon's gravity? That'll be my question. Will they be able to grow taller? I don't know. That'll be interesting. But, yeah. Let me know what you think about this. I'll just scroll down in case you want to read it any further. If you want to pause it, go right ahead. My nose is running because it's, that time of year. But, yeah, I think this is a step towards going to, multi-planetary system. Another one, it has to be from PC Magazine. Happens to deal with our good old ChatGPT. Apparently, they're going to delay adult mode until it sorts out age prediction. I don't know what necessarily to think about on that first glance. First things first, I'm going to grab a drink of Doobie Energy. I just created that. I was actually getting a little tired. Link in the description below. Keeps me awake. So, it says, if you are looking forward to giving ChatGPT's upcoming adult mode a try, you might be waiting a while longer. The upcoming feature, which will allow users to generate adult content using the chatbot for the first time, has been delayed. Why? Why? Why does this even exist in the first place? Is this to replace, OnlyFans or something? Or whatever? I mean, where are we going as a society? Where are we going? But anyways, it says OpenAI is waiting until it has made more progress with its age prediction process to stop younger users from using the service. According to Sources News, these age prediction tools, introduced at the start of 2026, uses factors such as the length of time an account has been active and its usage patterns determine the authentic age of the user. What's going to stop a kid from getting access to their parents' accounts? Seriously. What is going to stop them from that? If you want to protect kids, again, don't do this. This is ridiculous. And it's just going to make our society even worse, in my opinion. What are we getting into? I'll just go ahead and scroll down the rest. I really don't need to I don't really need to read the rest. I just get it. I just think this is a silly thing to do, and it's just going to get way out of hand. And who's going to know what's real? Who's going to know what's not real? But I think, no. Let's not do this. Let's not go down this path. Please. We have enough problems with AI as it is, and, especially with RAM shortages and stuff like that. Let's just not do this. If you really are interested in protecting children, you don't do this. You don't. And you just, and same thing with if on your platforms, say you have, adult content with kids, that does not align. Don't do it. Just don't. Don't have them on the same account as, as adults. Because what's going to stop children from getting access to the parents' accounts? Are you going to assume every single parent is not going to hand them their phone at a certain time, or say a parent needs help with something, and with all the new technology that comes out, they're going to need the help. They're going to look at their kids and be like, "Hey, can you help me with this?" And they're going to take their phone and be like, "Hey, I'll be back in a minute or so." And you'll be like, "Okay, just hurry up or do whatever you want." And all of a sudden find out that they're looking at things that they're not supposed to. Why? I don't know. Let me know what you think about this down below. You think this is a good idea? You think we should avoid it? I think we should avoid it. I really do. So let me go ahead and so that concludes this week's episode of Goes Bits and Bobs, where I discuss news. And as long as if it's apolitical or not political, I'll try to discuss it. But if it happens to interfere with gaming or technology, then unfortunately I will have to cover and give my opinions on it. I think though with the AI thing, the AI stuff, it's getting way out of hand, especially with ChatGPT and everything else with adult stuff and age verification getting way out of hand. Last week I was talking about California saying they want to have you be able to prove your age no matter what operating system. Basically, if you're running Windows, you got to prove how old you are. If you're running Linux, you got to prove. Android, iPhone. At what point do we realize and say, hey, enough's enough? Because kids are going to get access to phones and stuff like that. At the end of the day, it's the parents' job to make sure their kids are safe. I mean, again, that is my personal opinion, and you're welcome to disagree and whatnot, and let me know down below. I'm going to go ahead and then also, if, like I said, I didn't really look at the comments this week, but I didn't see many people that did comment. If someone did comment, I'll post it right here, or I'll just, post it in, I don't know. But anyways, if you want to be featured on the comment of the week, let me know what you think about this week's episode of Goes Bits and Bobs. I'm going to go ahead and get on out here and edit this video and get it on up on the internet. So we'll see you on tonight's live stream. Peace.